batting to follow with Athenaeus back in the hut. King is still there with Hope just in. Chase, Powell, Holder, Rutherford, all to follow. Sometimes say one gets two. Bangladesh would be hoping that, those fans would be hoping for that. A lot of excitement here in Chattogram. Nasum being brought back. The far end, and they can pace off first up.
Yeah, with the two right-handers, he might feel a little bit more comfortable. Not that he needs to. He's into his third over, one of which was in the power play, and has only conceded 4. So it's been exceptional stuff from him. Yeah, that's chipped in there, just over the fielder. Unintentional from Shehu, but he survives. Maybe just stopping in the pitch through the shot early. A sign of things to come, perhaps.
We had a look at the surface. Gripping a bit, bouncing with extra. Seen some green tint all over the surface, but it's not constant, it's not even.
Yeah, and it's quite dry and very mosaic. So beneath that green tinge, if you see the explosion of the surface here, it's because of how dry it is. Yeah, just there, it's very, very dry. So expect it to be slow and expect it to turn, even with that green tinge. Got delivery here. I was mentioning our prayers and thoughts with the people back in Jamaica and that imminent threat of Hurricane Melissa. Hopefully they don't get a direct hit and things work out.
Catches the call, but it's launched it up the runway as Shea Hope. It is a maximum. It's a rocket 6.
Yeah, in the slot. Not using the surface too full on that occasion, allowing Shea Hope to get under it. There was an explosion again, but because of the length, he's able to connect and connect nicely. Third 6 of the innings.
Oh, quicker delivery, keeping low as well. Somehow dealt with it. Halfway through the innings, it's 70 for 1. It's time for the players to hydrate.
Passes everything you were to make us who we are.
Welcome back to Chattogram, where the second half will be starting this first game of the Dutch Bangla Bank T20 International. Athanaze is back in the hut, but it's been a good start, particularly King, 23 of 25. Well, it's been smooth sailing for the West Indies. If you sail south from Chattogram, you'll come to St. Martin's Island.
Here, nature teaches us to care, to protect what gives us life. In this place, you find yourself, one with the earth, the water, and the wind. Here, nature reveals itself.
Right, set to go for the second half. Short, and he hammers that away. Well, that's a gift offered, and he's not going to miss out on that. Starts off after the break with a rocket six.
Certainly that was a rocket. Making some damages to our defensive boards. Just set up beautifully. Brandon King, and he hits it, it stays in. Nice and flat on a 79-meter hit.
Well, Hossain is going at 10.62. Normally very miserly with his figures, in addition to getting wickets. Today has been a tad expensive. And has to reach that. He backs away a little too early, and the ball grips and turns away from him.
Quicker through the air by Richard, 93 kilometers per hour. Certainly not comfortable to try and give any air to Brandon King, who's looking for something full to go down the ground. Certainly you'll probably see in this over Richard pushing it through quicker.
Oh, that really enticed him. He's really bowling just a touch outside the line of off, and with standing his ground, he's never going to reach that turning ball.
A big change in the pace, 81.2 and a massive turner. Right intention by Brandon King trying to go down the track, but the turn undoing Brandon King that occasion.
And he gets a hold of that, not maybe timed to a nicety, and in the process does manage to get one run. This is where Maha, I feel that the googly would come in so useful. He could set up the batters with the orthodox leggies. Just been missing that special element in the repertoire of leg spinner. Not enough googlies. He's got 100 wickets in his T20 career. Would like to add to that.
And also looking at the batting order of West Indies, batting up to number 9, even Akil Hossain was in super form. I reckon now one of these players, ideally Brandon King, got to press on the accelerator. Shea Hope will play the ball on his merit. He'll probably try and bat most of the innings. But Brandon King have spent enough time, 29 deliveries out there in the middle. He needs to get going now.
Once again, just giving that ball some air. This time around, finds the fielder and just restrict that to one run. 9 from that over, 79 for 1. Good mix of the dots and the singles alongside the 4s and the 6s. That's made them go at 7.18 runs per over. Mustafizur Rahman just went for 4 in his first over. He does that so very well. A half-hearted appeal by the skipper.
The 30 dot deliveries in 11.1 overs on a good batting surface is on the higher side. Probably at the end of the game, West Indies having a discussion. We'll definitely have a chat about it. This turn and bounce. The pace that Fiz bowls it and the length he bowls, it's not easy for a batter. Only 5 bowlers used so far, 5 specialist bowlers. Nasum got 1 more over, Rishad got 1. And the rest of it will be bowled by the 3 seamers.
Oh, hit him in the solar plexus. Just trying to civil run, not timing the ball coming off. He pulls the wonderful cutters, which slows down the speed.
Surprised with pace this occasion, 134.6. And clearly Brandon King was late to that stroke. Probably anticipating another slower delivery. And this is why Mustafiz is so good. Batsman cannot target him down. He's so unpredictable. One slow delivery at 120.2 and the next 134.6. Using all his experience here, Fiz.
He just guides the ball. He tries to guide it past that square short third fielder. Maha 1 point is just about to make. This is the very first time. But they've played each other 19 times. Bangladesh and the West Indies, the very first time they're playing in this ground at Chattogram. So you're talking about those singles. I think there's a period where they had a good look at the nature of the wicket before they started opening up.
The problem is now, Brandon King in this over, 3 dot deliveries for a batter who has bat right through all the innings. Not there to be scored, just get a single. That's important. Who is the call? Good sprinting by Tavis Udoy for Mendrika, just resulting in a single. But we try and minimize the dot delivery percentage. That's what you want to do. But that's where I find Brandon King not picking up the variations of Mustafiz and certainly struggling for timing.
Absolutely. And it's kept him guessing. We've had 120, 134, 119. The speeds of Mustafizur Rahman varies. It's not only the speed, it's the angle and the change of the lengths that he suddenly uses to really put the seed of doubt in the batter's mind. Once again, it just allows the ball to come back on. Single is only one that he can muster.
A bowler to his field. 5 fielders in the offside, 2 behind square, saving the boundary. Certainly the line has to be just outside the off stump. Well, that's what Shea hoped, but for Brandon King, the field changes. Second field at deep cow point comes into short cow point and the mid-on drops back long on. So the line probably will be much more straighter for Brandon King. Certainly, I think this is where Fiz and Liton Kumar does, using all the experience for different batters, different fields, and different lines of attack as well. Excellent so far by Mustafiz.
Very noticeable. The 30-yard circle fielders are on the circle. Now Apesh just past the infield, and the boundary riders, you saw him coming in with Brandon King. They're all on the boundary. 12 overs done, 82 for 1. If they go at this rate, 136 is not going to be enough. 146, 150 is the least that they should be targeting from the remaining 8 overs, going at 8 runs per over. It's of the essence for the West Indies. Have to throw caution to the wind. There he goes. So it's round. The leader is there. Thank you very much. Saqib takes it very, very well. Just catch. That was on the cards. I thought he was trying to break the shackles. In the process, Taskin Ahmed has earned himself a wicket.
And finally, Brandon King's frustration comes to an end. 33 of 36 deliveries, going nowhere. A That was a slower delivery start by Tuscan, only 118 kilometers per hour. And his fast bowling partner, Tanzim Hassan Shakib, takes a good catch. And it's run and gone for 33. West Indies 82 for 2.
Robman Powell, with his wealth of experience, comes in, playing in his 100th ODIs in the middle because of this rather rapid shot.
Spot on, Shami. First ball, no side is needed. Going for a big stroke of a good net delivery. Massive risk taken against a quality ball like this. Probably one or two deliveries as a siders would have been a good option. And that's how much it means for Tuscan Ahmed. Rahman Powell playing his 100th game. And he's up against Tuscan Ahmed. He's on a hat-trick. No Bangladeshi bowler has ever taken a hat-trick in T20 nationals. As they say, Shamim, there's always a first time.
Absolutely. Robman Powell will be telling himself, just let's keep calm. Do not allow Tuscan Ahmed that wicket. He has got his tail up, the batter not quite ready. Tuscan Ahmed eager to go and try and get that hat-trick if he can. Slip in position. Here we go. Nicely eased away and gets his first run quite comfortably.
Yeah, good feet movement by Rahman Powell. Certainly a wealth of experience. Playing his 100th game, 88 innings. Strike rate of 140. That's the most impressive part. When he hits it, it stays. It's a powerful player down the ground. Not much players in around the world plays 100 T20 international matches, but Rahman Powell over the years have been a wonderful servant for West Indies cricket.
Just before the game, Jason Holder has come and joined, gave him a memento for his 100th match. As we see the next ball, allows them to come back on turn. Now Sheho has got to really play a very, very good number, because the thing is, with Robman Powell coming in so quickly, 2 quick wickets, Maha, I think the pressure back on the West Indies.
I think tactically also for Liton Kumar Das, I'll probably be thinking for Liton Kumar Das to get the spinners in straight away. Rahman Powell against pace, he likes pace, but against spinners, he struggles a bit. Certainly if Liton Kumar Das have done the homework, he'll probably do that. Good length deliveries, back of the length, that's been the trademark of Tuscan Ahmed's career. Good wicket-taking deliveries, just the back of the length. The bounce has undone it, and certainly with Sherfan Rutherford, I thought he misread the length.
It was rather injudicious. Very first ball is facing is not quite sure. Trying to go for an expansive shot. Good ball, right on the money. He's recovered from a couple of expensive overs and has taken 2 wickets in this over.
Yes, certainly the pace high as well, 138.2 and 135 the last 2. Showing good gas here, Tuscan Ahmed running in hard with a slip in place in the 13th over. That's something you don't see much in the subcontinent. Liton Kumar Das, he knows and he understands how big or how prized the wicket of Rahman Powell, because he in the 10th over can be a brutal hitter.
Short again, another swivel, didn't quite connect it at all. A dot ball to finish an excellent couple of wickets over. 84 for 3.
Honor X90 كاميرا 108 ميجا بكسل بجودة فائقة مع OI.
You've heard about the exploits of Mustafizur Rahman, 152 20 internationals, wickets, and Taskin Ahmed, 105 and still going strong. Well, you're talking about bringing in spin and someone down there. You've got a direct connection to. That's Leighton Kumar Dash to Maha. Ah, now it's up in the air and sailing away. That is an extraordinary shot. Welcome back, Richard, says Sheho with a rocket six.
Take a look at this at the ball hitting the bat. That's almost like a no-look. Flight turned right in the 18 arc. Straight as a whistle for a 96-meter monster.
And this is where he'll be tested. If you're in control of things, sometimes you have it your own way, but the batters upset your rhythm like that with majestic shots like that. What about that? That was one of the flattest sixes, rocket sixes I've seen for a while.
Yeah, picked the bones out of that, didn't he? Middle of the bat, a slog sweep against the turn. And this is why quality players like Shea Hope, you cannot keep him quiet for a longer period. First a 96-meter hit, and the right next delivery, a 84-meter hit, flat and long. Straight away, Rishad Hossain in his last over under pressure.
Yes, under pressure indeed, and that's where his temperament will be tested. As I said, when the batters go after you, how do you come back? A lot of things playing on his mind. Comes back well, just tad short of a length and turning away. A dot ball, a precious one.
Yeah, good comeback by Rishad, slowing it down and pulling the length back most important. The first one, right in the 18 arc, straight to the side screen. A similar length, a slog sweep in front of square. That's a good hit.
Again, just managed to turn the ball away. Leighton Dash a little annoyed with his fielder not really going after that ball, and that's good to see, trying to keep everyone alert.
On the other hand, I think Rishad Hossain quietly will be happy that he has to bowl towards cover. At least another couple of deliveries and try and pick up his wicket. And rightly so, Leighton Kumar Das knows that Rowan Powell is shaky start against spin, has a slip in place in the 14th over.
He will be much more circumspect in his approach than Shea Hope, who's been there for a while and looking at the ball and assessing the nature of the wicket very well. Rowan Powell, this is the little advantage that Rishad has got to take. Oh, now leading edge. Oh, very lucky. Just dropped short of the two fielders, gets a single. 14 runs in the 14th over. It's 98 for 3. Except for a 17-run over, it was only 35 runs in the power play, which is excellent from the Bangladeshi bowlers. But then, despite the fall of wickets, you can see there have been some big buildings really aided that run flow for the West Indians. They're going exactly at 7 runs and over now. Want to finish it on a high. There'll be a lot of big shots coming soon. There's an attempt at that one, not quite getting hold of it once again, just the single.
as expected from Little Kumar Das. Soon as Powell comes into the crease, bringing the two spinners. Rishad Hossain bowled out in the last over, quite expensive. He scored 40 for 1, and Nasu Barman bowled really well with the new ball, but 5 more deliveries. Probably happy just to give a single to Shea Hope and try and bowl much more deliveries towards Powell. So that's why you see the 30-yard circle of fielders all just hugging the 30-yard circle, happy to give the single to Shea Hope and try and get Powell to the strikers then.
I was going through the mind of Shea Hope, prepared to take him on. He is, and in the process he gets the ball just tad short of a length, which does not really allow him to free his arms.
It's all about the length, Shamim. Just the ideal length for a spinner skidding on. So good, Nasu. Hitting the length, and this will confirm us, hitting the stumps 50% and just bowling wicket to wicket. Subtle variation in pace, but most of the deliveries, they are or thereabout. And that's the slowest delivery, 81.2. And don't be surprised, the right next delivery will be much more quicker, straighter, skidding onto the bat. And these kind of surfers, you just want to bowl wicket to wicket on a good length, and the rest will take care of itself.
And he just manages to just push it a little further, knows that Robin Hall is still not in his elements. As the 3 runs from his 8 deliveries, he'll be itching to go. But still he can take advantage of that once again, quickly through the air. Excellent, tight, accurate bowling.
Yeah, a few comes to my mind who bowls wicket to wicket quickly. Imad Wasim one, and our own co-commentator Samuel Badri, who used to do the same job, especially in the power play, wicket to wicket, quicker through the air. And that's the same job Nasu Mama did as well. Excellent spell comes to end. 4 overs, 50 for no loss. It's 101 for 3 after 15.
Yeah, they've gone just over 100, 101 for 3 after 15. So 5 more overs left. If they go at this rate of 6.73 is 134. They'll be looking at anything above 150, maybe 160, 170, because the batters in the middle are both capable of playing some big, aggressive shots. We already seen the skipper Shea Hope, who's picked up 3 sixes in this short innings of 26 or just 16, and we know what Robin Powell is capable of doing in the middle. He's on strike. Tanzim will continue. He becomes only the 3rd player to play 100 or more T20 internationals for West Indies. Oh, good delivery, slower delivery, just getting the fingers over. But they still managed to steal a single. Good evening, Samuel Badri.
Hello everyone. Yeah, you're right. Only the 3rd behind Nicholas Puran and Kyron Pollard to play 100 T20Is for the West Indies. He's also the 2nd highest run getter for them in this format. And only recently, as we look at that opportunity, there was given a national award back in Jamaica, his home country, the Order of Distinction for his services in the sphere of cricket. So it's been a wonderful recognition for a man who has represented his nation and indeed that of the West Indies with pride and distinction. And long may that continue.
And he's timing it really nicely, the skipper Shea Hope. He's missed out in the last few innings, but he did manage to pick up 100 against Australians in West Indies when he smashed 102 not out. So we know what kind of damage he can do with the bat. And he's got the kind of start that he is hoping for. They just need both these
नहीं
batters
इधर
to
नहीं,
continue
इधर
to
का
bat
वाईफाई का नहीं मसला है.
in the next 4 or 5
तो घर
overs.
पे हमारा नहीं लग
After
रहा है,
this
घर पे
over,
पता
only
नहीं.
4 more overs available.
मैं नंबर पे कॉल करेगा, नंबर से कॉल करेगा बैलेंस से, इसलिए नहीं.
You know, just not timing it rough and power, only a single.
मेरा मोबाइल नंबर तो वही
Yeah,
है,
6
63
from
वाला है,
12,
इसको
so he
चालू
hasn't gotten
कर.
going just yet. And he needs to
50 का करना.
accelerate quite quickly.
इधर मुझे इधर ही करो,
Just as you
अपना
mentioned, 4 overs remaining after this one, and you look at the projected
ऑनलाइन
scores
क्या
there.
करना है.
Can they get up to 150, 160, which could be competitive on the surface? Again,
ऐसा
we'll
चाहिए कुछ अपने खर्च के
find out
लिए हो
exactly
जाएगा
how much
उसमें
do,
से.
if any, later on.
नहीं, एक मिनट. 17-20 रियल डालेगा, 17 रियल बैलेंस
Just
आएगा,
probably
उसमें
going
से
down the
10
next
रियल
side. Not
में
a bad
मोबाइल
idea
में
to
घर पे
bowl
भी
in the
नेपाल में
block
ट्रांसफर
hole.
कर देगा. तो 200
From
230
Tanzim
रियल
Hassan
है,
Saqib.
कुछ आता है नेपाल में. 5 रियल बचेगा इसमें, तो उससे बात करेगा क्या.
Yeah, not considering the review, I don't think just the 5 bowlers used by Bangladesh. Nasuma has been brilliant. His 4 overs not
नहीं,
for
अभी
50. Have
कैसे
a
अगर मैं
closer look
50
here.
रियल लेता हूँ तो
Yeah,
मैं किधर में
comfortably
कौन सा
going
मैं
down
इधर
the
उधर
leg.
वो कर रहा हूँ जियाद भाई, वही तो
She
बात है.
disappointed that he missed
किधर
out
5
on
बड़ा
the
का भी
option.
लेता है, अभी आप ही बताइए 2 महीने से.
You know, just when they take
आप
the
बोलते
pace
हैं
of the
रूम
ball,
पे
it
है,
gets
रूम पे
difficult
है,
for the
रूम पे अभी
batters to
कुछ
put it
भी
away.
नहीं, किधर से आएगा जियाद भाई.
Again, on a slower side,
नहीं कर
which is a
रिचार्ज
clever piece of bowling from
रिचार्ज
Tanzim Hassan
रिचार्ज भी
Saqib.
करेगा, झूठ नहीं बोला, रिचार्ज भी
That's
करेगा. नहीं तो
something
मैं
that
अभी
the batting
आता
team,
भी
the
नहीं, अभी
West
फोन ही नहीं
Indians,
लग
I'm
रहा है,
sure
कल
will
से
be
ही
looking
परेशान
at
हूँ.
the coaching staff, the analysts, as to
जी,
what is
चाहिए
or what
50
has
रियल चाहिए.
been successful on this surface.
20
So the likes of Jaden Seals and Romario Shepherd back
रिचार्ज
off screen there behind Darren Sammy will be looking at that Jason Holder as well.
घर पे सिर्फ नंबर से 1-2 कॉल बात करेगा, उसके बाद एमबी
Wonderful
बनाने के लिए
innovation.
बोलेगा. जो
Shea Hope
व्रत है,
has been working on that shot
छठ
that
पूजा
lets
है
us
आज
pay for the
उधर.
end over.
नहीं, सुबह से
110
किसी
for
से बात
3.
भी नहीं हुआ है.
هذا أحمد متكي على الكنبة وأموره في السليم.
वही मैं कॉल कर रहा हूँ.
آخ يا أحمد.
What भेजना नहीं बोला.
Well, if you look at that, look at the economy from Nasum Ahmed has gone for 3.75. What about Mustafizur Rahman? 3.50. Incredible. And a T20 international. Yes, Rashad has been expensive. He's gone for 40 of the 4 overs that he has bowled. And that's the last ball of the previous over. Beautiful, beautiful. Just a reverse scoop. Straight into the hands. Oh, he's dropped it.
Unlucky. Unlucky for Mustafizur. Straight in and straight out. Tanzim unable to hold on. Just had to launch forward. Yeah, unlucky, unfortunate for Bangladesh. That's an important wicket. Rahman Powell can be quite explosive in these final overs.
And he nearly picked up a wicket in the very first delivery of this over. We spoke about how well he has bowled so far. He's gone 3.5 runs in an over. This is only his 3rd over. And can turn out to be a costliness because he can do the damage. He hasn't really fired up with the bat, has he, Rahman Powell? 7 of 15, and he's lucky. Partnership now 29 of 24. But it looks like Hope has got the things in control. He's getting to terms with the conditions and also the pace of the surface. 31 of 19, a strike rate of 163. The fielder at long on comes in inside the circle and the deep cover point back at the boundary ropes. They're in the edge of the circle, so the easy single available.
Yeah, he's mixed things up quite nicely in this over so far, Mustafizur. 134. followed by 119, followed by 129. So fast, slow, fast. Norman Powell might just be setting himself up for that slower delivery, but still hasn't come to terms with the surface. Not yet anyway. 7 from 15 with an opportunity in that as well. A drop catch.
Well, he's certainly eyeing to launch himself, but somehow he's missing the ball. Again, trying for the big one down the ground.
Yes, so there is a pattern so far in the over. Faster ball followed by the slower ball. Such a wonderful exponent of that delivery. The way he contorts his hand to get those revs on the ball. Special. Has been a special player for some time for Bangladesh.
And he knows exactly what to do in any situation. That's one of the reasons why Bangladesh have been doing well in the recent past, and especially in this format of the game. They've won 4 series on the trot.
Yeah, just cast our minds back to December last year after you were there in St. Vincent in that 3-match series that West Indies lost all 3. And West Indies were bundled out on all 3 occasions for 140 in 19.5, 102 in 18.3, and 109 in 16.4. So it's a team that has gotten all 10 wickets on a number of occasions against this opposition. 17 gone, 114 for 3.
As bowlers have done well, but there have been few good overs for West Indies. Remember that one from Tuskin, which went for 18. Really good crowd in that section of the stadium. Well, this time it connects well. He's batting beautifully. Another very good-looking shot. Ball, a 6. Yeah, it is a rocket 6.
Yeah, he's dealing in 6s, 4 of them, as compared to just the 1-4 for Shea Hope. And again, it's the direction in which he's targeting. He's looking to go straight. Yeah, he knows that he's missed the length, but Hope doesn't miss out. A good start to the over. Can they make this a big one? 15 plus. That's what they would be thinking.
Well, he's got a 6 of the first delivery. Just pulling the length back. Only a single, so 7 in the first 2 deliveries. Now, Fizz has been absolutely brilliant with the cutters. They really struggled when he tried to bowl go slower, taking the pace of the ball and that subtle wrist, you know, turning it over. And he's been very good, showing the right kind of skills that he has been very, very famous for. Every time when the batter's eye to take him on, he's disguised the ball in a really clever way. Again, yeah, that occasion it's a little bit more fuller, so not allowing the batters to free their arm. He's come back good after being hit for the 6.
9 from 18 deliveries for Rahman Powell. Looking to unfurl and unleash, but not given the opportunity. So again, credit to the Bangladesh bowlers for the job that they've done. Shea Hope, on the other hand, his strike rate is 174. So diametrically opposed to what Rahman Powell has been able to do. This is the class of the man.
Again, the area down the ground, but this time will only be a single. You were speaking about how well Shea Hope has coped up with the conditions. The last time Rothman Powell made their impression with the bat was against England at Southampton this year, when he smashed his way to score 79, an unbeaten 79 of just 45 deliveries with a strike rate of 175. But he hasn't been in good nick since then. It's tonight the night. He's not timing it. He's not timing it at all. Thinking about coming back for the second. Oh, a little bit of a sloppy in the deep.
Yeah, in his 100th T20I, remember, Rothman Powell, only the third West Indian to that milestone. He's trying desperately. Yeah, a little bit of a misfield. Allow them to come back for the two quite comfortably.
Shamim Hossain, the fielder. You know, as a batter, when you're struggling to time it, I think it's also important that he doesn't play too many dot deliveries from here on. Get Hope on strike. Or do this. Couple of bounces to the fence. It is a Nexus Pay 4 to finish the over. 15 in that over. 129 for 3. Similar numbers there, 7 4s and 7 6s so far in this innings of 129 for 3. They still have 2 more overs to bat.
Yeah, with an offer, the last ball of the previous over, pace on. But too wide and too short, asking for trouble. 15 runs coming from that over. I'm just looking at wickets lost, just the 3 wickets lost, and only 129.
It's in the gap. Well fielded. Nafsu Maman does really well because it was struck nicely.
Yeah, generally they've been good in the field, Bangladesh. I know there was a drop catch and a couple misfields, but there have been some efforts like that. If we cast our minds back to the power play, in the inner circle, they were exceptional. Every run important.
In the last over. Got to somehow manage to take on Mustafizur Rahman. It's not been easy. Single brings up the 50 partnership.
In that partnership, Shea Hope has scored 33 from 16. Look at Rothman Powell. Struggling a bit for the last ball of the previous over has just propelled him to 15 from 20. He was 11 of 19. The only way he can make up now is to score a few boundaries to get that strike rate over 100. The change in field for him, there is the long on and a straight.
This way in. Welcome to Fall Winter 2025.
Was here for tonight's the first T20 International. Remember, 3 matches to play, and all at the same. When you look at that crowd,
Yeah, amazing. They were in droves outside when we were coming in, trying to get into the stadium. They're in now. Look at that. Wonderful to see.
very good from Mustafizur Rahman. He always gives you that cushion when you see an expensive over from the other end. He doesn't hide away from the fact that, yes, it's his job to ensure that he comes back and settle things. Pace of 78 strike rate, pace on 121.
Yes, and the West Indians will take note of that when it's their turn to bowl. Can he finish off the over? Last two deliveries, he's been exceptional all the way through.
He's cramping him for room. I don't think he's got enough on the bat. Let's see. Yeah. Tanzir Hossain comes back from deep square leg to cut it off. To 2. 7 so far in this over.
Yeah, maybe just surprising Rahman Powell again, looking for the slower ball, a little bit of teamwork there. Almost went awry, but worked out well in the end. Last over, last delivery rather of his spell, none for 17. Can he finish off with a wicket or something economical?
It's been caught wide. So he'll have to re-bowl that. Still very good figures here. Only with that extra run, only 18 in 3.5 overs. Yes, not among the wickets, but that kind of an economical spill spells trouble for the opposition.
Yeah, he's what we call in this game a banker, someone you can rely on no matter the situation and no matter the phase of the game, power play, middle or death overs.
Well, it was in the slot, and he said, thank you very much. Just spoils the over. But what a 6, what a shot. And that time coming from the bat of Rahman Powell. It's a rocket 6, 14 in that over, 143 for 3. Last two over, 14 and 15, 29 runs. The score, very good from West Indies. So after the end of the 19th over, sit on 143 for 3.
Yeah, this was the extra ball, wasn't it? A wide previously and had to bowl this one. Rahman Powell maxed out 102 meters, a biggie.
It's a wide. They just have to make sure they get as many as they can. They've got some big overs in this innings.
Yeah, the last couple overs have really propelled the score. They want to finish here. If they can get to 160, 16 runs from this over, gets them there.
It's a really good partnership. That will go 63 of 43 deliveries. 1 4 and 4 6s for Shahid, and a 4 and a 6 from the bat of Rahman Powell.
Yeah, he's only just gotten over that 100 strike rate, Rahman Powell. That one is clobbered. Another rocket 6 before the man who's playing his 100 T20I latches onto that one
and brings up the 150 for West Indies. They're really lighting it up in the middle in the last few overs. Didn't bother to run. Why would you want to run? 92 meters. The last one that he hit went more than 100 meters. Hope hit 4 off the front foot. Really big stride in and targeting
down the ground. Beautiful. The last one. Gorgeous looking shot. Again. Oh yes, he's enjoying it. 6 more. Caught in the deep.
Another rocket six. Consecutive sixes for Rothman Powell. He's finally found his mojo in the final over of the innings. This is brilliant batting. 14 runs from the first 3 overs.
Again. Has he got enough legs there? Yes, it has. 6 more. Another rocket 6. What a show he's putting on tonight for his team. We spoke about his strike rate. We spoke about his struggles. With that 6, he's now moved to 42 of just 26 deliveries. Incredible.
Yeah, that strike rate has increased exponentially. It's now 161 for much of his innings. He was under 50, folks. What an acceleration. A hat-trick of 6s. 11 in the innings now. Everyone in Bannister, in Old Harbour, St. Catherine, Jamaica will be looking on his mom, his sisters, his family. Something for them to smile about at least. 4 6s and 4 balls. Can he make it 5 and 5?
Overboard. Good Yorker.
They're bracing for Hurricane Melissa, people in Jamaica. But this year, it's Hurricane Rothman in Chattogram. This over, he's been at his brutal best. Even when he didn't connect, he still has legs to go over the boundary. Final delivery of the innings. It nails that one, but there is protection in the deep, comes back for 2. Wonderful end for the West Indies. They won't take that one because he sort of blocked the wicketkeeper, so Rothman Powell doesn't take the additional run. A good bit of sportsmanship there. 22 runs in the final over, 64 runs in the last 5 for the West Indies, and they get over the 160 mark, which persons were talking about as perhaps a target score. 165 for 3 is where they'll end. A brilliant partnership in the end. 83 from 48.